My name is David Harrison Greis. Welcome to the Greis Report, your unfiltered daily voice for truth. Tonight, I would like to start by talking about what we witnessed today with the Vice President of the United States. So, Vice President J.D. Vance, went on the late Charlie Kirk's broadcast today from the White House, which to me feels like state-sponsored religious podcasting, which I have a deep problem with. So that's already problematic in one fashion. Now, if the Vice President was just going on to have a memorial for his friend, fine, understandable, everybody mourns the dead. However, that's not what happened. What we witnessed was basically an attack on the entire movement by the Vice President of the United States. So first, you'll hear an ABC News reporter confident enough in what she heard from the Vice President to actually say the Vice President is echoing the sentiments of the President, who said that the radical left is responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So let's listen to that reporter.
Kira, the Vice President said he will honor Charlie Kirk by making sure that the movement he created continues. Vice President Vance, Kira, also notably echoed comments we've heard from President Trump, blaming left-wing extremism, saying that contributed to Kirk's death. Now, the motive of the suspect, Tyler Robinson, at this point still is unclear.
Pretty confident, right? That means that she's confident in what she's saying and that she can report it with confidence. So now let's actually hear a clip here from J.D. Vance himself on the broadcast today. Now, this clip was circulating around social media as well, so I did do some digging to verify it. I was able to verify it with the AP News. He actually did say this. So let's check out that video.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. There is no unity.
So yeah, he's basically declaring war on the left. Now, he's conflating two very distinct ideologies here. Now, number one, you can mourn the dead and, not celebrate somebody's death. But at the other hand, you can also believe opposite what that person believed. Now, if you find yourself like me on the left, you might not agree with everything that Charlie Kirk had said. But that doesn't mean that you should celebrate his death. I don't celebrate anybody's death. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of the posts where people have been accused of celebrating his death, and they're not. They're just speaking their minds. And freedom of speech is something that we hold dear in this country. So to try to silence the freedom of speech because they don't like what you're saying, that's the definition of fascism. That is not something that we can abide by in this country. We are supposed to be a democratic republic. We are supposed to be a democracy through democratic action. We must resist fascism at every turn and not let it continue to take root in our democracy. So if you like what you're hearing tonight, please remember to like, subscribe, and down here we have an email address, thegreisreport@gmail.com. Again, that's thegreisreport@gmail.com. Please send us any tips, leads, story requests. We're always happy to engage with our viewership because you make the show what it is. More importantly, hit that subscribe button because it really does help us get the news out there, because that's how the algorithm works. It makes the world go around, right? We're all a bit of a slave to it. So let's continue. So everybody's favorite organization they hate from this show, the ICE Gestapo. They are back at it again with their weaponry and their aggressive tactics. So in Wilmington, Los Angeles, California, on the 12th, we had another aggressive incident with the ICE Gestapo. Jose Campollo, 56, was confronted outside of his home. You can actually see in the video that there's a gate being kicked open. I guess one of his family members is trying to get out to the gate to get to him, and he kicks the door closed, and he pulls out his gun, and he starts kicking the guy backwards, and it's an extremely aggressive scene. And the fact that these weapons are being lauded around in this fashion is deeply disturbing. These are lethal weapons, as we saw with the murder that took place in Illinois. This is bound to happen again if the ICE Gestapo keep waving their weapons around like that. The ICE Gestapo need to get off the streets to begin with. Now, just to close everything out here with just how sick our situation really is, New York One News is reporting that Governor Kathy Hochul took a tour of the Cato, New York facility where the 56 people were abducted from the granola bar factory. Now, Governor Hochul reported something deeply disturbing to New York One News, and that was a male officer, a Gestapo officer who was masked with a weapon, went into a bathroom in the facility, kicked open a door, dragged a woman off the toilet, and who knows what else happened in the interim. To me, that sounds like it could be sexual assault. And Governor Hochul, if you're listening to this, please prosecute that dude, because no one deserves to get away with that kind of behavior. So thank you for watching tonight. This has been the Greis Report. My name is David Harrison Greis. Welcome to the Resistance, and have a great night.